just recently published his book, Gaia, an epic poem, and he's going to be calling in a little later tonight, and we'll be doing some music for you guys. And yeah, it should be a good show. Next week, we're either talking to Gene Dean, local poet, teacher, and shaman, or we might be talking to Jeff Penyavash, the man who Allen Ginsberg called the greatest eco-poet of our time. So stay tuned for that next week, same time, same day. All right. So Uriel, is your guitar tuned up?
No, unfortunately not.
All right. Well.
How about something that's very interesting for this second?
Well, you brought in a book today.
Yeah, where is it?
Let's see, where did I put it? There it is. It is called The Ancient Secret of the Flower of Life.
Indeed it is. It's
by Junvalo Melchizedek.
Yes, who supposedly says that he was channeled by the god, Egyptian god Thoth.
Jehute.
Right. And he had been being channeled since, I think, the 70s up until 93, and then suppose he said that he had gave him all his knowledge and he left to go live on some other plane of existence that we do not know nothing about, which you'll understand if you read this book. There's many different levels of consciousness and beings and dimensions and all that other lovely stuff. Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty interesting.
Do you want to tune your guitar up for us?
Pick it. Thank God.
You don't have a pick. There's a pick right there at the bottom. There you go.
Always got something else.
So today's been a rather slow day. Jeff Penyavash was supposed to come in tonight, but he is unfortunately feeling very ill at the moment. So send your prayers and blessings his way. Let's hope he has a quick recovery, and maybe we can have him on our next show. Bring in some poetry, and we've got a new song. Uriel, would you be at all interested in showing the folks our new song tonight?
I gotta remember it.
I'm sure you'll remember it. Save it for later.
Oh, I thought you wanted to do it.
No, let's save that one for later. So, what song would you like to start the folks off with?
You pick it. You always pick. I always pick.
Breathing there.
Breathe it, there it is.
And dreams of death and despair. their backs on you, and all of your false beliefs with their ugly faces. Who then will you turn to? When will you leave your dark dreams and secluded places? Breathe in the air, filled with beauty and thoughtful prayer. Meditations making auras sweet, without a worry or a care. You swim through an ethereal cloud of light. Your touch is gentle and compassionate. You rise above the night. You will breathe flame and not once feel it. Breathe in the air, filled with darkness and nightmares. Chaotic contemplations, spiral eternal and drift nowhere. You fear your dearest friends will soon give up. Your thoughts begin to control you. You're drinking from a broken cup that will only mend if you clear your view. So breathe in the air, filled with beauty and thoughtful prayer. Meditations making auras sweet, without a worry or a care. Breathe in the air, breathe in the air. What's there in the air? Who cares? Breathe in the air, breathe in the air.
Beautiful, Jake.
So
Freaking beautiful. I love it.
So if you guys haven't been up to date on what's going on with 23BC, we've got a drummer, a bass player, a guitarist, and a singer now. So we occasionally make appearances at open mic nights, at open jam nights at the Up and Under on Mondays. Somewhere you'll see us somewhere between like 9 and 12 usually. No guarantee on when we'll be on stage. But as soon as we get a keyboardist and a violinist, we will be booking shows, hopefully soon.
Wow, and, we're gonna be booking shows soon. We don't. We have a band now.
We'll probably book shows without the violinist or the keyboardist, but hopefully
she doesn't want to go out and get her violin, so yeah, her loss.
Yeah, we have a violinist, but she doesn't want to get her violin because it's worth $1 billion. So if any of you want to donate a violin to us, no, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Well, we'll accept it if you do. But anywho, you want to do one of our new songs? I guess.
I'm sorry.
I guess Uriel and Luke recently decided that we are no longer doing covers. Although I like to do covers from time to time. They don't want us to appear to be a cover band, so I guess we're gonna cut out the covers.
For now, I mean, you can do covers. I don't care. Everybody knows them. Don't really speak to them. What are we gonna do?
Do you want to do one of our new songs?
What's the new one?
Waters of Oblivion or Freedom? If I can't practice freedom, then your system's gotta go. The only way to survive this hell is to free your soul. Breathe in the air, let them demons go. Give your mind, body, and soul to a higher flow. The mind is said to be twofold, the pure and the impure. Impure is in search of gold, desirelessness the cure. Gotta find that inner light, let them problems go. Only way out of this fight is to pay the toll. If I can't practice freedom, then your system's gotta go. The only way to survive this hell is to free your soul. Breathe in the air, let them demons go. Give your mind, body, and soul to a higher flow. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. The dividing line inside your mind is the chord you play. The only way out is in now. The only way in is out. Only thing left to do now is to kill it down. If I can't practice freedom, then your system's gotta go. The only way to survive this hell is to free your soul. Breathe in the air, let them demons go. Give your mind, body, and soul to a higher flow. If I can't practice freedom, then your system's gotta go. The only way to survive this hell is to free your soul. All right. That was Freedom by 23BC. Started off with a riff that Uriel wrote, and he wrote the chorus, and then I filled in the verses. What do you want to do? Do you want to talk a little more about the ancient secret of the flower of life?
Well, I don't know.
Can't really hear you there.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody really knows too much about this stuff, other than a select few group of people, such as Jake and myself and a few others that I've been talking to. Oh, we got two ears now. All right, good. Well, I haven't really read much of it, but from what I've read, is basically kind of gives a history of where we have come from as a human race from from a higher, more loving people with love in their heart, and people that just they lived in love. And then it kind of gets out there with the aliens and the whole Martians coming down from Mars, because they did this thing called Lucifer effect, or experiment, where they cut themselves off from the love of the universe, and they had created technology and all that stuff. So they ended up blowing up their own atmosphere, and a few thousand of them ended up leaving through some type of thing, like a time travel thing, basically. But they found a place on Earth which was supposedly in Atlantis, because people in Atlantis had created different spots on their land, basically chakras, and 8 different the Sephiroth, and right, called the Sephiroth, and the Kabbalic Tree of Life. They did that, except they used 8 of them. So right now, how many were there?
Well, there's officially in the human body there's 7.
Well, we have a caller, so
yeah, and I'm sure he has a lot of things to say about this too.
Hello.
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 Hey.
Hey, Alex.
Hi.
How's it
Jacob.
going? You're on
Great.
the air.
How's it going with you?
Good. This is Alex Ganavis, and we have him here because we'd like to talk about your new book, Gaia. But first, right now we're talking about the ancient secret of the flower of life, and I'm sure you have a few things to say about that.
Yes, actually, I've read both volumes of the Melchizedek series about the book, and incorporated some of the knowledge about the flower of life into this epic poem that I recently wrote. And I talk about how the flower of life is the basis of sacred geometry and the tools that construct our universe through the secrets of vibration recorded in the pentagram in proportions and sacred geometry.
That's great, man. Uriel,
yeah, he explained it better than anything, because I have only read like 50 pages of it so far. He's read both.
yeah, we're just getting into Melchizedek's book right now.
Well, he breaks into how the pentagram can basically explain how dimensions are separated. Every dimension is a different octave away in a musical scale.
13 steps, right?
Yes, exactly. Very intuitive book. I would highly recommend reading them. You can find an ebook online as well.
Yeah, that's once again, everyone. That's The Ancient Secret of the Flower of Life by Melchizedek. And how do you pronounce his first name?
Drunvalo?
Drunvalo.
Right. Anyway, it's a great book, and make sure to check it out. So, Alex, tell us a little bit about your epic poem.
All right, well, just using the style of ancient bards and the techniques of sonnets and writing epic poetry, I'm applying a science fiction sort of idea that was really transmitted through me from reading Isaac Asimov's science fiction stories. And Terence McKenna, obviously, who's a great plant biologist, has wonderful insights that I feel needed to be joined together with Isaac Asimov's idea of the future, and using the metaphysical aspects of romantic poetry, I tried to recapture that feeling and sensation of having a reality that's both physical and also incorporeal.
Right, and you know, from what I've read thus far, it's got a delightful rhythm to it and meter, and it's got really well done, rhyming schemes, and it's just it's a wonderful poem. Unfortunately, I haven't finished reading it, and I think I just left it at my friend's house on accident. But I'm going to probably pick that up tomorrow and finish reading it.
The majority of the art is Wisconsin artists, various friends, Green Bay, Milwaukee, Madison.
It's very impressive art too, yeah.
Yep. Usually either through the means of Photoshop, design studios, or just through sketching and pencil work, imitating like a Gustave Doré, like woodcut. Sort of like a Dante's Inferno, but instead of talking about the different stages of heaven, I try to explore the different Bardo layers of Sanskrit philosophy. So, if anybody's interested in checking out the book, the website is Gaia, that's Gaia, that'll be a hyphen, epic.com. You can order the book on Amazon, eBay. You can order it through BarnesandNoble.com or through the bookseller itself. It costs about $12.99 or $2.99 on ebook and $22.99 hardcover.
So when did you start writing this?
Well, it began as just a short poem, and that was in later high school. So about 4 years ago is when I began writing it, and didn't really have the entire vision that was necessary to write the full thing. So I just wrote like parts here and there until I actually got into the groove of learning how to write it and feeling the syntax of rhyming and finding out how to do it. So that kind of catalyzed the process, and I wrote majority of it through the last couple of years.
Well, that's very impressive.
It really harkens back to the style of William Blake and Wordsworth as well, both in subject matter and the grandiose choice of words. I think the U.S. Review said it would be a book for an evening of contemplative thought. And certain readers might need a dictionary as well, is what she wrote.
Yeah. Well.
How's Milwaukee right now? I'm over in Madison.
Milwaukee's pretty good. Unfortunately, just recently we heard a shooting down the block.
Oh, has it been getting progressively intense over there?
What's that?
Have things been getting intense down there?
Well, there's always a side of this town that's intense.
Right. And how many future episodes of the radio show do you have planned this season?
I have no idea.
Many more.
Uriel just tried to say many more, but his microphone was switched off.
Many more.
And hopefully next week we'll be talking to Jeff Penyavash. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. He's the eco-poet that Allen Ginsberg called the greatest ecologically minded poet of our time.
I'm definitely going to tune into that.
Yeah, he's a wonderful guy, and he'll probably bring in some interesting things to read. And then you can always call in and talk to him.
That would be epic.
And so did you see that post? First of all, explain to the listeners, Guru Kids Collective.
Okay, well, the Guru Kids Collective is an online sort of community on Facebook that's sort of encompassing as many like-minded individuals as possible across the nation and even the globe that are working together to use social media to connect and to share messages about sustainability and peace and exposing the real influence of corporations and banking, and at the same time trying to envision a more harmonic future as a race and species than the one that we are being submitted to.
Mm-hmm. And did you start the Guru Kids Collective, or was it a group effort, or?
Yeah, it was my other friend, whom you've met before, Joe Wyden. We both had the idea for a pilot group. We called it Doors of Perception. It was deleted. Then I told them we needed to make an even bigger group.
Mm-hmm.
And that became Guru Kids Collective. And now there's currently over 980 members.
Yeah, it's a wonderful group, and I always stop in there every now and then to see what people have been posting. Some wonderful posts on there. And yeah, if you guys are listening and you're interested, check it out on Facebook, the Guru Kids Collective. It's a wonderful place to go and meet like-minded people and talk about everything from vibrational frequencies and the just everything.
And there's quite a big community in the southeastern Wisconsin area and middle, and as well as Stevens Point in there as well.
Mm-hmm. But did you happen to see that post I did on Obama?
Oh, yes, yes, I did.
A lot of people got pretty mad about that one.
Well, it's a touchy subject for some people.
It really is, and it's been a touchy subject for me too, because I don't believe in any politicians that actually make it to become politicians in the public eye. But this election, I've got my finger on that subject. That probably one of our only chances right now is to vote for him, which I'm not even happy about. But
I'm not voting.
well,
yeah.
What's your opinion on that?
Well, on the post in general, I do believe there's an overabundance of people who have just negative things to say without truly exploring the depth of the matter.
Mm-hmm.
And that would apply to just basically how whether or not the excuse that Obama couldn't follow through on his promise is just because he was a normal politician like all the other ones. We have to really question how much are we going to let that slide and how long, because that's a really important thing to consider.
Right.
So I would agree that the finger is too hastily pointed without offering a better alternative.
Yeah. I honestly think a lot of the stuff pushed out there on Obama is right-wing propaganda disguised as left-wing, information.
Yes, definitely. I didn't get a chance to see him when he came to the Madison campus about last year, and got a lot of support from the students here.
Mm-hmm.
Although the alternative to the election also doesn't really resonate with me either, as Mitt Romney is also notorious for being a draft dodger and a general swindler of sorts.
Mm-hmm. What I want to do is I think that we should revise the way we vote and make sure that we can vote for every representative and give every representative a percentage of how we feel they would do in office, and so tally up the votes so that we get a perspective from everyone on every individual in the election. And that would
eliminate the
two-party system.
Congress.
Yeah.
that's always been sort of a problem because they often don't necessarily vote the way that their constituencies collectively vote, or the majority, because they all have their own parties and agendas that they're a part of.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, lobbyists exist in Congress no matter who's in office, and they get paid not even in just money, but in luxurious incentives, free equipment, free limousines, free hotels, everything, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
So it really is sort of a trap for the uninformed and the greedy.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it a pity? Now isn't it a shame?
Yes, gotta love George Harrison.
So, tell us about this this next book that you're planning on. You said it had something to do with the Mayan. Refresh my memory.
Yes, it'll be about the lineage of an ancestry of a Aztec warrior, sort of fictionalizing the account of the founder of Tenochtitlan, the city,
Right.
calling the city now. The founder's name is Tenoch, and is a sort of biblical reference to the Book of Enoch. The book will be called the Book of Tenoch, and it'll be about a warrior from the Aztecs who discovers a race of plumed serpents and tries to learn how to hunt them. And it's sort of a fusion of the comic and video game series Turok, the dinosaur hunter, with an Aztec theme of my own.
Let me just ask you, can you hear Katy Perry in the background? Somebody
very faintly.
Yeah, somebody turned Katy Perry up in the background. I wish we could have a say in what's going on in the background.
Not in my background. Must be yours.
Yeah, it's the this show is at a video store, and they have a television on here that's playing Katy Perry.
Oh, that is quite unfortunate.
But yeah, that your upcoming book sounds very interesting.
Yeah, this will be a novel with prose style. It spans generations, not just one era, but also the descendants and offspring, eventually leading up to modern times, and basically contacting the furthest generation, modern days, Tenoch's like great grandchild that still has some psychic ability left in him to be able to confront the modern peril of the mythical lizards that plume the serpents.
Right. Yeah, it sounds fascinating.
Sort of a whole Quetzalcoatl reference.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm thinking we should wind down a bit and play some music. But it was great having you on the show. Nice talking to you.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
And be looking forward to your upcoming book. What's it called again?
The Book of Tenoch.
Book of Tenoch.
Yep, I'll send you some plot thing for it, and you can get on to some art if you'd like.
I would love to.
Well, then that'll be awesome.
All right, well, Alex, thanks for coming on, and you have a wonderful night.
All right, you too, Jacob. Bye.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Shit's loud. Turn the phone on.
All right, well, I'm thinking we should play one of our songs. What would you be interested in playing?
I'm digging this Katy Perry right now.
No. Okay.
You pick it.
You.
I always pick.
Okay. Let's do Waters of Oblivion. Or let's do one of our old songs, then Waters of Oblivion. You pick.
No, you pick. I pick all the time.
Okay, Beings of the Sun or Home?
You pick.
Beings of the Sun. Beings of the sun, rejoice, thou art free, and each of you is a righteous star, a power within who you are. Rejoice, be free, remove your veils, and remove thy shackles now, the soul above, in down. For unto us a King is born within each and every one. For unto us a King is born. Beings of the sun, rejoice, thou art free. Free as the wind that comes creeping in, the gull and the rock, and they're eternally locked. Children of space, rejoice, thou art free. Free as the mountains and the sea, the streams connect to where we're meant to be. For unto us a King is born within each and every one. For unto us a King is born. Awake, ye lonely gentlemen, from your crowded minds of labor, and run to distant shores and seek our life which we are born. New wheat, she sings to you of infinite space. She begs of you to feel her breast, and from your sleep awake. Take heed, young child of metal, sure your freedom doth await. Pursue the infinite shores of love that forever is your fate. Rejoice, ye children of the sun, for each of us is bright as any other star, as any other light. Rejoice, the time is now for us to be forever one, in love and birth and tantric cause of infinite unison. For unto us a King is born within each and every one. Unto us a King is born. Unto us a King is born within each and every one. For unto us a King is born. Beings of the sun, rejoice, thou art free.
Yay for us, we're awesome.
All right.
Thank you.
So, 8:45.
8:45.
Let's do a cover. Disarm you with a smile, cut you like you want me to, cut that little child inside of me and such a part of you. The years burn. Oh, the years burn. I used to be a little boy, so old in my shoes, and what I choose is my choice. What's a boy supposed to do? The can't learn me is the can't learn you, my love. I send this smile over to you.
disarm you with a smile and leave you like you left me here to wither in denial. The bitterness of one who's left alone. Oh, there is burn. Oh, there is burn, burn, burn. I used to be a little boy, so old in my shoes. What I choose is my voice. What's a boy supposed to do? The killer in me is the killer in you, my love. I send this smile over to you. The killer in me is the killer in you. I send this smile over to you. The killer in me is the killer in you. I send this smile over to you. The killer in me is the killer in you. I send this smile over to you.
We're supposed to never do another cover again, but that was fun.
Because we don't have copyrights to these songs.
And speaking of new songs, we've got one. So let's give it a shot.
The bar chords. Oh my god.
This one is called Deja Vu. This is our first time playing it, so give us a break. Oh, that's not.
Deja vu, here with you. 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 I've seen this space so many times. I've known your face and I've seen the signs. You've been here before and you know it's true. We've seen it all through so many minds. We've seen the stars and known the divine. You have been I and I've been you. Deja vu, here with 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 you. From Alpha Centauri to Carolina, we've lived every planet that we see in the sky. Billions of times we have fallen and been renewed. How can we push right past all the lies and ready ourselves for the day that we die? The day that we finally have our lives reviewed. Deja vu, here with you. Deja vu, here with you. of you. Deja vu, here with 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 you. What were you trying to say?
End it because my hand is starting to kill me.
That was our new song, Deja Vu, but I got a little bit of a hoarse voice right now, but that'll give you an idea.
You see the muscle? Oh, God, that hurts.
It's 8:53.
We got 2 minutes.
Well,
2 minutes, everybody. 2 minutes
That-
until we shut down.
that gives us enough time to do our closing song, 23 BC Part 2.
Man, I don't know. My hand wants to do it right now. It's starting to like seize up. Ow.
Come on, one more song, and then the cigarette.
I'm trying to get. Dude, you don't realize that this shit hurts. Ow.
Just imagine what it'd be like on stage.
Yeah, well, when I get on stage, hopefully
All right, we're going to do one more song for you guys. This is 23 BC Part 2.
I do it.
Sky mirror, won't you take us to your world? Sky mirror, won't you let your love unfurl? I saw beneath the painting a mirror of a mind with soft mimetic rhythms, artist's unspoken rhyme. It dances and it calls me to the time betwixt all time, undying and unending in the thought of endless mind. Again I turn to return to the palace in your palace, and await the muse to move me through the waves within your waves. I hear the darkness soothe me as the light refracts your ways, to keep me in the moment to live another day. Sky mirror, won't you take us to your world? Sky mirror, where your infinite love unfurls. Sky mirror, won't you take us to your world? Sky mirror, where your infinite love unfurls.
All right.
Thank you. That was our show. Stay tuned. Tune in next week. We will be featuring either Jeff Penyavash or Gene Dean. Thank you for listening, Have a blessed night. Namaste.